In October 1975, a severed human hand turned up inside a grocery bag at a landfill in Tucson, Arizona. Over the next 2 days, more of the body would surface, but never the head, never a name. For 50 years, the case sat frozen in time. Then, in 2026, a 79-year-old woman was arrested for a murder almost everyone had given up on solving. It started as an ordinary morning at a landfill outside Tucson. A worker emptying trash from the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum noticed something strange sticking out of a plastic grocery bag. Inside was a human hand. He immediately left to alert police. But in the chaos that followed, a bulldozer accidentally spread soil across the area before investigators could properly secure the scene. Police returned to the landfill and began digging through tons of garbage by hand. As daylight faded, floodlights were brought in so the search could continue through the night. It picked up again the following morning. Slowly, more pieces of the body were recovered, but the head and large portions of the torso were never found. What investigators found troubled them. The body had not been torn apart. It had been cut, cleanly, precisely, through the joints, almost certainly using a saw and a knife. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. And on the hand that started it all, something else was missing. The skin from the palm had been deliberately removed. The fingerprints were gone. Someone wanted to make absolutely sure this victim could never be identified. The only real lead investigators had was the bag itself, a plastic sack from a local grocery chain called Foodland. But that lead went nowhere fast. The store had 10 branches across the city and sold more than 35,000 of these exact bags every single week. For a moment, rumors spread that the remains might belong to Jimmy Hoffa, the Teamsters leader who had vanished just months earlier. Investigators ruled that out almost immediately. The truth was far less famous and far more personal than anyone realized. With no fingerprints, no face, and no name, the investigation stalled. Detectives compared dental records and missing persons reports. Nothing matched. As the years passed, the file was quietly archived. The victim became a statistic, an unidentified set of remains in a landfill case that technology at the time simply could not solve. In 2025, investigators tried something that didn't exist in 1975: forensic genealogy. By rebuilding a family tree from DNA fragments, scientists were finally able to put a name to the remains. The victim was William Reginald Sipfel, a 73-year-old man who had vanished that same October. A disappearance that, astonishingly, had never even been reported to police. His own family didn't know he'd been missing for half a century. They simply knew he was gone. With a name finally attached to the case, investigators turned to the people closest to William Sipfel. In May 2026, Carol Ann Beal, Sipfel's own stepdaughter, then 79 years old, was arrested and charged with his murder. Detectives searched the property where Sipfel had once lived. Days later, they found even more human remains buried there, believed to be connected to the very same case. For 50 years, William Sipfel was a man nobody was even looking for. No missing persons report, no name, just a hand in a grocery bag, and a question that outlived an entire generation of investigators. His case is a reminder that closure can take half a century to arrive. But sometimes it still does.